Imagine you're casually flying over the Pacific and suddenly your instruments go haywire, the ocean below shimmers unnaturally, and your co-pilot says, "I think that island wasn't on the map yesterday." Yeah, weird. But not as weird as what actually happened next. In the late 20th century, and even earlier, various explorers, researchers, and even seismologists began reporting anomalies in the Pacific. Strange seabed elevations, landmass outlines on ancient maps, and cultural myths pointing toward a lost land beneath the waves. Why? Because apparently history loves a good hide-and-seek game. It was a time when sonar scans were getting sharper, conspiracy theories were flying higher than satellites, and everyone wanted to be the person who found Atlantis 2.0. But in the Pacific, scientists were confused, cartographers were sweating, and YouTubers, well, we're here to make sense of it all. And then it happened. Between 2017 and 2023, things took a dramatic turn. What started as quiet academic murmurs suddenly turned into global headlines. The submerged landmass of Zealandia, covering nearly 5 million square kilometers, had enough geological credentials to qualify as Earth's 8th continent. Yep, scientists just casually admitted, "Oh, by the way, we've had a continent underwater this whole time." And the Pacific Ocean just raised a mysterious eyebrow. The map that caused a stir wasn't even new. It had been around, published in geological circles, tucked away in journals, but when GNS Science New Zealand released the detailed tectonic and bathymetric maps in vivid, colour-coded glory, people outside geology departments finally noticed. Why? Because it looked like a lost world hidden just beneath the waves. First, a massive underwater ridge was reclassified. What was once considered a region of interest in sonar readings had geological markers like crust thickness, rock types, and structure classic continent features. In Mortimer et al.'s 2017 study, they argued that Zealandia met all the criteria of a continent. 1, elevation above the surrounding area. 2, distinctive geology. 3, a well-defined area. 4, a crust thicker than the ocean floor. Boom, continent status, except, it's underwater. People were stunned. Headlines like "Scientists discover hidden continent under New Zealand" spread like wildfire. Some expected Atlantis-style ruins. Others were just thrilled that Earth still had secrets. Then, the history sleuths joined the party. Old maps were dusted off. Conspiracy theorists and even cautious historians began noticing odd references in early exploration records. The 16th century Piri Reis map, once dismissed as an anomaly, resurfaced with new attention. Some claimed it showed Antarctica without ice, but others saw hints of submerged Pacific structures near modern New Zealand. Whether coincidence or revelation, it fanned the flames. And finally, researchers used new satellite and seismic imaging to explore the Tonga-Kermadec Trench and the Hikurangi Plateau. These zones sit near Zealandia and feature ridges, rifts, and features that seemed designed. Not artificially, but unnervingly aligned in ways that begged for questions. Scientists at the University of Sydney noted in a 2021 paper that the bathymetric patterns of the submerged continent reflect ancient tectonic movement, potentially revealing the transitional breakup of Gondwana. Translation? Zealandia may be Gondwana's long-lost cousin, buried while the rest of the world partied above sea level. Imagine the reactions in academic circles. You had stuffy scholars sipping coffee saying, "A submerged continent. Preposterous." And then you had geologists yelling, "Mate, it's been right there for decades," like telling someone they've had a second fridge in their garage this whole time. Online, things went full meme mode. People joked, "Zealandia is a proof that we still haven't finished the map in Civilization 6. Others said, "So basically Earth forgot to enable the downloadable content." Author Gavin Menzies, who stirred debate with 1421, "The year China discovered the world," once claimed, "History as we know it is just the version written by the victors with half the map missing." While Menzies' work is controversial, this quote suddenly felt prophetic. Zealandia was missing from our history and maps. Zealandia is 94% underwater, but the remaining 6% includes New Zealand and New Caledonia, making them just the mountain tips of a massive continent. The Campbell Plateau, Lord Howe Rise, and Chatham Rise are all parts of Zealandia's geological puzzle. Early Maori legends speak of Hawaii, a mythical homeland beyond the seas. Some oral histories even align with migration patterns that begin where Zealandia lies submerged today. Let's break it down. Earth's surface changes constantly due to plate tectonics. About 80 million years ago, Zealandia broke off from the supercontinent Gondwana. But instead of staying above sea level like Australia, it slowly sank, leaving only its peaks visible. And because it's underwater, we forgot it existed. Our maps ignored it, our textbooks skipped it until now. And this isn't just trivia, it changes our understanding of Earth's formation, of how continents split, and possibly of how early civilizations might have lived and navigated before sea levels rose. In a world obsessed with space, it turns out the biggest mysteries are still hiding in our own oceans. So what happened next? Well, chaos, but the academic kind. Zealandia's official recognition as a continent didn't just rewrite geology textbooks, it sparked fresh research in paleogeography, plate tectonics, and even human migration theories. Geologists from GNS Science and universities in Australia and New Zealand began deeper seabed expeditions, mapping submerged mountain ranges, coral formations, and sediment layers that could hold millions of years of Earth's forgotten history. This wasn't just a discovery, it was a turning point. Zealandia forced the scientific community to ask, how many other submerged landmasses are out there? It inspired new studies on sunken continents like Kerguelen Plateau and Mauritia, and pushed the boundaries of how we define a continent. Looking back, geologist Nick Mortimer, who led the 2017 research paper, said, "This is not a sudden discovery, but a gradual realization. Zealandia has been hiding in plain sight." And funnily enough, Zealandia's story is why today we're talking about the oceans as the final frontier. History isn't just buried in ruins, it's also sunk beneath our feet. And who knows, maybe the next continent is already under your surfboard. And there you have it, Zealandia in a nutshell. We started with a mysterious underwater map, sailed through the murky waters of plate tectonics, and surfaced with a continent that's been hiding right beneath our noses, or rather our oceans. Who knew that something as massive as a sunken continent could go unnoticed for so long? Turns out, when 94% of your land is underwater, people tend to miss you at parties. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Earth's lesser-known geography, subscribe and hit that notification bell, because at Infinitia Verity, the strangest truths are just the beginning. Next time we're diving into another bizarre mystery. What if the world map, is a lie? Think upside-down countries, distorted continents, and maps with more bias than a gossip column. Trust me, it's going to be wild.